Anthony on Air podcast back for another episode. Man, it's a big one too. More into the Jean-Luc Brunel situation. We find out about the cameras. Ghislaine Maxwell denied a trial for now. The Ghost of Kiev. I just like saying that a lot. Plus, we're going to do a lot on Russia. Louis C.K., Cardi B, Sean Penn, Alexander Ovechkin, Kirstie Alley, Joy Behar. It's going to be a big segment. We're not going to be doing like updating newsy stuff for Ukraine, but just kind of plucking the big stories to update overall. We'll get into that. Plus, Russia threatening Finland and Sweden. Ending conservatorships seems to be in vogue as Amanda Bynes follows suit with the great Britney Spears. We've got a new Supreme Court justice and what Lyndsey Graham thinks about that. CDC is relaxing guidelines for 70% of the country. I'm on muscle relaxers for my jaw at the moment, so this should be an interesting show. We are not on Truth Social. Muscle relaxers, yes. Truth Social, no. And we've got a man hospitalized after shoving a AA battery into his you-know-what.
Come on.
Yeah, big show. A lot of topics. By the way, that's a spectrum, my friend. That is a spectrum of topics.
There's the most serious to the absurd and ridiculous.
Absurd and ridiculous is right. Here's a fact check on Jean-Luc Brunel. We talked about the fact of like, oh, we don't know if the cameras were working in his cell, this or that. So according to the Ministry of Justice in France, they do not have cameras in prison cells in France with one exception, and that is for inmates that are being locked up for terrorism. So unless you're a terrorist, you don't get a video camera in your cell.
All right, maybe not in the cell, but around the prison. Like, is there anybody coming in and out?
Well, that's a different story. But in this, or pointing towards the cells, yeah,
Right.
I wouldn't hold out much hope for the fact that
I don't think if there was any foul play, I'm sure it wouldn't come from someone walking into the prison and walking out.
Right.
It would probably be someone in the prison already.
Right.
But you're a little loosey-goosey with your apostrophes.
Is that an incorrect apostrophe?
Incorrect apostrophe, yeah.
Shit.
Yep.
Anyway, I go back to my original theory of there is scarcely very little information on Jean-Luc Brunel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when Epstein went, massive. When McAfee went, massive. Anytime Ghislaine Maxwell sneezes in prison, we get a 3-page report on it. Nobody's talking about this. In fact, so aside from checking my AOA sources, Frankie C, I did just a quick Google, just a little Google on Jean-Luc Brunel. Mm-hmm. When you Google something, even if you Google and you go into the news category, right? How many pages do you see on the bottom usually?
How many pages?
Yeah, like, because it'll tell you like 1 page, 2 page, 3. Like,
I don't look at that. I don't know.
Barely ever, right? Because why? It's like always like 10 and then the arrow because just assume more.
Oh, like how many show up on the first page?
Right.
Gotcha. How many links on the first page? Yeah.
You get the first page and then you go down to the bottom. You see Google and it's got the pages listed.
Right.
A lot of pages, right? Google Jean-Luc Brunel just before the show started. Under the news tab, 2 pages. What?
That's weird.
Is that not weird to anybody else? 2 pages?
Just being connected to Epstein and Maxwell alone should be dozens and dozens of pages.
Tons of pages.
Just his name being in those articles should be...
Right.
What the hell happened to all that?
Nothing. 2.
That's weird.
Does this feel weird to anybody else?
My only guess is that you spelled it wrong.
No. Okay. I'm glad you brought that up because I did it with the dash in between Jean-Luc and without. Same results both the time. Now you got me panicking. Did I spell it wrong in the title here?
You may have spelled it wrong. And you only got the...
No.
No?
That's right. One N.
Oh, in the title maybe, but when you Googled it.
No, I got it right. I'm telling you.
All right.
Stop putting me down. I got enough issues going on. Ghislaine Maxwell, in a moment. First, Jumpstart Coffee Company. Interesting. We have to talk about Frank's Jumpstart Coffee Company bag.
My bag?
Yes. We're going to get to that in fan feedback. That is coming up. Did I plug fan feedback? I forgot. We're going to do fan feedback.
What happened with this bag?
Yeah, we'll get into it.
What's wrong with this bag?
There's nothing wrong with the bag. You got a great bag, my friend. So I've heard. I have not seen.
I try.
Yeah. Jumpstart Coffee Company, love them because they're the greatest coffee ever. Again, people, I think we'll get to some more comments on the fan feedback in the coffee. It's ruined coffee for other people. It's ruined every other coffee for other people. Like they can't, you can't drink Jumpstart and then go drink some other stuff. It's awful. It's a big drop off.
Once you hit Jumpstart, you're on another level of coffee.
It is, and no BS. And again, like we're not the only ones saying it. Everybody who buys it says the exact same thing. So take their word for it, not ours. But take my word when I say you can save 15% with the promo code AOA15 when you order with the link in the description below. Click on that link, go through, grab your stuff, boom, you're done. You can also subscribe and save. That means, hey, I know I go through 2 bags of coffee a month. Order up 2 bags, put it on the subscribe and save. And boom, every month, they'll send you 2 bags of coffee so that you're set for your coffee needs. You're done. You don't have to worry about anything.
Exactly. It's a
beautiful thing. Jumpstart Coffee, 50% of their profits goes to the Navy SEAL Foundation. So not only are you supporting a great company, not only are you supporting a great podcast, but you're supporting the greatest people on the planet. Our Navy SEALs, our armed forces, we love them so much. So is Jumpstart Coffee. And so can you if you purchase a bag right now. Link in the description. AOA15. Use that promo code. Don't forget about that.
Agreed.
Yes.
Do it. Great product, great cause. Everybody wins.
It is a win-win-win-win-win-win-win-win-win. That's what I like to say.
You do like to say that.
Yeah, I say
AOA15, baby.
Ghislaine Maxwell denied for a retrial for now.
Wow.
Shout out to Paul and everybody else who sent this to me. This happened yesterday. No need for a special episode. I thought, we'll just put it up on here. But basically, she was like, she wanted to, and her defense team wanted to skip everything and just go straight to the retrial. The judge is like, nope, denied. Not right now. We're going to go and we're going to have this inquiry on March 8th to figure out what Juror 50 did. Was there a response? They're going to go through the proper, channels and do the whole procedure. So,
okay. Yeah, you got to go step by step. You can't just jump ahead. So nothing. Yeah. There's nothing on the books yet for a retrial. Doesn't mean there won't be one. Just there's no plans for it yet.
I have a strong feeling that there is definitely going to be one. I don't have a lot of faith that this is not going to.
Well, we'll see what happens with the juror. If what if all of a sudden everything is I can't see how it would be, but if the juror thing kind of pans out and nothing comes of it, I mean, it seems pretty weird, that whole thing. I don't know what will come of that when they do the inquiry into the juror's response and what he said on TV. Maybe there won't be a retrial. Maybe there will. The judge is right. We got to wait till everything unfolds the way it's going to.
Right. And here's the other interesting thing too.
Are you playing Angry Birds?
Yeah, hold on. I'm about to get Wordle.
Oh, I got it in 3 today.
Did you?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. I can't stand you so much.
I know.
Check your text messages. Here's the other amazing thing. Wait, let me make sure I get this organization right. The National Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers, they are calling for Ghislaine to get a new trial after what happened yesterday. So right after yesterday, they put this motion together and they said, nope, there's going to be a hearing on the 8th. Okay, fine. They want the juror to give testimony under oath in response to the court's questions. That's why that process is taking place. Because they just, they can't just be like, hey, what do you think? Like, come in, you get sworn in, you give the testimony. That's the whole purpose of the 8th. And in response to this, the National, hold on, let me make sure I get it right, Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers, they said Juror 50's media statements establish both implied and inferred bias. In their brief, they said the average person who was victimized and had Juror 50's feelings about the crime and those who complained about it could not be fair. His protestations notwithstanding.
Yeah, I guess so.
Is that a word? Protestations?
Could be.
Anyway, they're calling foul on this, which is so amazing to me because, like, we had just talked about defense lawyers and everything. And the fact that, remember, I brought this up when Jean-Luc Brunel's defense lawyer defended him after he had died. It was kind of like, you don't have to do that anymore. You know, I mean, when you're defending the guy, I get it. It's your job to believe your client and to defend them the best of your abilities, you know, even if they've been accused of doing terrible things. I understand having to play that out. I don't love it. That's why I'm not a defense attorney. But I understand having people that can do that. But then once he dies, you don't have to be like, oh, you know, I think he's still. You could be like, okay, he's just, that's it. It's over. So here are these people that are not involved in this whatsoever. And now they're stepping in to come to Ghislaine Maxwell's aid. That's insane to me. Like, again, I understand your oath and your job to defend your clients to the best of your ability. But when it comes to some of these people that are so drop dead guilty, like, ease off.
What are you supposed to do if you're their lawyer? You can't.
Well, if you're Ghislaine's lawyers, I get it, but this is the National Defense Lawyer, you know, coalition.
If you have nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with it. Nobody, unless Ghislaine's team, which is what I think happened. I think somebody on Ghislaine's team was like, hey, I'm a big part of this thing. We'll get them to file a thing and it'll be great. You know, I think that's probably what most likely would happen. But even then, I wouldn't, if that was my organization, I'd be like, you know what, we're going to not put a statement out on this. Again, people feel there's this idea of like everybody has to comment on everything. I think it's because of social media, but sometimes just say, hey, we're going to sit this one out. Like, normally we would agree, you know, if we thought like the client was definitely not guilty, we'd probably step in and say something. That's kind of the purpose of having our little, you know, coalition here, our little association. But in this particular case, go scratch. We're not, you know, like, we can't be like, oh, Ghislaine's not getting a fair shake at things. That's crazy.
Right.
That's crazy to me.
I agree. Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know much more you can say, except I definitely agree.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
I don't know what to tell you.
The Ghost of Kiev. All right,
this is insanely amazing.
Yeah, tell me. Well, give me your impressions of it.
People. Well, from what I've seen.
Well, do you want me to read the thing first?
What thing?
I'll tell people who don't know. Maybe they don't know.
Sure.
Okay. Unconfirmed report of an ace Ukrainian fighter pirate going completely viral in the last day. What'd I say?
Pirate.
Well, I think he's a pirate, to be honest with you.
Is he?
It's my ghost pirate.
Okay.
A Ukrainian fighter pilot going completely viral, supposedly downing as many as 6 Russian planes in the first day of combat. The Ghost of Kiev and their MiG-29 Fulcrum quickly became a folk hero in a war, which is just 24 hours old. Reports remain unconfirmed by Ukrainian official. The rumor is very likely false. The war remains. There's, by the way, a ton of misinformation. In fact, there was a video going around of the Ghost of Kiev, which turned out to be just a video game. It was like a video rendering of a thing. It wasn't a real. Really? Yeah. Yeah. So
the video, the only footage I've seen is just a plane flying overhead.
That was fake.
That was fake.
That was a video game.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's weird. It's nothing special. It's just a plane flying overhead.
Yeah. Fake.
And that's fake. Okay.
Very fake.
You can't get real footage of a plane flying overhead?
I agree. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to make of it, but the idea of the fact remains that, like, oh, a Ukrainian pilot is taking down 6 Russian planes. That might not seem like a big deal. It wouldn't even be. I don't even think it would make the cut in a Top Gun movie, but it's kind of a big deal in this sense.
I think it's a huge thing. It's you know, that's a big achievement. That's you know
Yeah.
that's a big deal, I think, especially when it's Russia versus Ukraine. It's like, you're a little, the
Mismatch.
odds. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
mismatch there. So
Yeah. Yeah.
something like this is a good. It's a good, hero to kind of build up.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's hard to tell though if this is just people like, oh my god, we're gonna get the floor wiped with us, so let's make up this folk tale to make it seem like we're making some progress.
Either way, doesn't
I know.
matter.
I like the story. I like, regardless. I kind of like the story, and
You
I
know
like.
what? Just the hope that it's real
Mm,
could be enough.
I like giving the people of Ukraine some hope. Exactly. Yeah, just a little something to look forward to.
Agreed.
Does the Ukraine? They don't have any army? Because I saw a thing that was like the president of Ukraine was like, "Hey, everybody, get the Molotov cocktails ready because we're fighting for this one." It's like, oh, like you don't have.
I can't believe that they don't have any army.
No, I mean they do, but it's I don't know. Okay, this. All right, let's get into the hunk of the Ukraine. This war seems strange. Like there is at times when I was watching actual footage of people. Let me start here. This is going to be the first war on TikTok. This is going to be the first real war on social media. Like we've had conflicts and things before, but my For You page on TikTok has been littered with Ukrainians, Russians.
Everything. Look at YouTube. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. Like people are voicing their opinion on this. People are. So anyway, like I said, this little contradiction of I'm seeing stuff on TikTok of people like, I'm in Ukraine and we're getting bombed. You can hear the sirens going off. This is insane. And then on the other side of it, it's like Sean Penn's over there making a documentary and Louis C.K. is going to perform. And then you're kind of like, well, is this really like, is this like, what's happening here? Like, is this a real war or is this like.
It's a real war, but I don't get the documentary. I get, you're allowed to, you could
No,
kind of
all right.
sneak
Well,
in and do that, but I don't know what's going on with comedy clubs in Ukraine.
Well, supposedly Louis C.K. was set to perform. I'll spoiler alert it for you. He's not performing. They're canceling it. He couldn't fly there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that you would be able to.
But people were spreading all these rumors that like, oh, the show is still on. And one guy on Twitter, which this caught fire too, was even saying because of the war and the possibility of a bombing, the tickets were going on a discount. And people were like, should we go? Like
half price, hun.
Yeah,
come on.
Half price on Louis C.K. I mean,
call the neighbor. We're going.
Yeah,
get everybody together.
Let's get a babysitter. Okay, here is the weird thing too, and then we'll get into Sean Penn. I'm watching like people. There's a couple of guys. Vice. There's a couple of good reporters that are on the scene. Sean Penn, I'll throw into this pile too. There's a special kind of person that's like, oh, is that where the war is? I want to be there to report about it, or I want to be there to cover it. This is insane behavior.
Yeah, I mean,
when they're telling everybody to get out, like, look, a soldier's a special person. Like, there's a pride there. They're fighting for something they believe in. Reporters, I understand there's a pride there too, but again, like, I don't like. It's important. It is.
We need documentation of this kind of stuff, and if there's no cameras anywhere near what's going on, this is good that someone's going there to document it.
Which is the weird part of a war, don't you agree? Like, wars are very strange, like where they attack and what damage is caused and who, and that brings me to my other point. I know I'm skipping around a lot here, Frank. Bear with me. There's a lot to talk about. But I was watching a couple people on TikTok, and they were reporting from the Ukraine, and there were people like on trains, like trying to leave. But there was this one reporter, the guy, I think it was the Vice guy. He's like walking around, and there's like, air raid sirens going off like crazy, and people are just kind of like walking to work. And
I can't imagine.
Yeah, it's this weird thing of like, well, are people going to like? Are you expected to go to work?
If your country is being attacked, I feel like
And what is the attack? Yeah. Like, I know things are being blown up. I've seen some of that. I see them dropping bombs on things, but it's like very surreal and strange to people are just like in their homes and
yeah,
like, people are opening up their shops and stuff. It's like
I can't.
weird.
I know life has to go on, but you're literally in a war zone.
Yeah.
You could probably, you have to. People they're telling you to leave. Why would they? Why would you go into work? Like I understand you don't want to leave your business and your life behind you, but it's a literal war zone.
It's
I don't know.
super strange. And then I saw this other thing where, obviously this was all a part of the Soviet Union, and they built tons of like fallout shelters and things. And a lot of those fallout shelters exist to this day, and they've repurposed them into other, businesses. And a lot of them have become strip clubs because strip clubs are in a dark windowless room. And so like all these people are like piling into these Ukrainian strip clubs for safety. It's like, what is happening?
Who knew strip clubs would be the way to go? The salvation from that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's strange and surreal. All right, so let's start going down the alley of celebrity here.
All right, so Louis C.K. It was just the reason they said it was that he was performing because it technically wasn't canceled, but I don't think he had any intention and go in there once everything, I'm sure this was booked a long time ago.
Yeah, which is strange because you don't really, you wouldn't really peg Louis C.K. to be like, yeah, I got to get to that Ukraine, and the audience over there loves me.
Yeah, I'm sure this was something that was booked a while back, and once any kind of threat of war, I'm sure he was like, yeah, we're just going to cancel that, but it just never happened.
Yeah, but you had weeks to cancel it. Like we knew this was coming for a long time, and he didn't care. And then he did this baller move. He's like, "Well, the show's canceled because I couldn't get a flight in." Like, no, the real reason is I don't want to get blown up.
You can't get a flight in because you can't land in an airport that's being.
When you say it like that, though, it makes it sound like I would have been there if it wasn't for the fact that I can't actually physically get there.
They wouldn't give me the right meal on the flight, so I canceled everything.
Here's somebody else who canceled an appearance in the Ukraine, and that's our own J Sabs. She was subject to appear, and now she's just here.
Well, I want to go visit my family, but I said, you know what? No, thank you.
Is that your Ukrainian accent?
Sort of. I don't even know.
Where is your dad from exactly? Somewhere in that part of the world, right? We don't really know.
He was born in Argentina. This is for the 34th time. And also, but his family is from Ukraine and Russia. So, he has he's split on what he thinks should happen.
I was going to say, you must be torn here on this one.
Split right down the middle. I don't know why. But
all right. Where do you want to go? Cardi B? Well, let me cue up Cardi B's thing, and then we'll go to Sean Penn first, though.
Well, we know Sean Penn. We know Louis C.K.
That's what but I have to say, the balls on Sean Penn to just roll in there and fucking look all Sean Penn cool. Like, you see that picture of him? Everybody's
just sitting in the airport,
just being
cool.
Sean Penn.
Just being Sean Penn with shades on. Like, I'm just going to Ukraine and make a documentary. No big deal.
Just
going into a war zone with a camera and a crew, and we're just going to cover everything.
Who the fuck are these people?
He could have sent the crew over and then, did a voiceover afterwards, but no, he's going in.
Yeah, exactly.
What
everybody else would have done. Send a crew.
Bring me the footage. I'll talk over it. It'll be great.
Do the voiceover later.
Yeah.
No.
Nope. He's there.
He's sitting there at an airport, like me waiting for a fucking Southwest flight to Florida. He's just fucking hanging out.
Just hanging.
Yeah. All right, Cardi B. I'm going to play just a snippet of her. This was from a day or so ago. Here's Cardi B.
The phone is not hacked. It's really me. I actually want to say a lot of things, but I'm just going to mind my business because sometimes I feel like I have such a big platform that if I don't say the right things, I might get killed. But I'm really not on NATO's side. I'm really not in Russian side. I'm actually in the citizen side because at the end of the day,
Okay, she's not on NATO's side. She's not on the Russian side. She's on the citizen side.
Okay.
Let me just give it.
Which is kind of NATO's side.
Yeah, let me help the celebrities out for a second. You can't say you're not going to do something and then do that exact thing.
Right.
You can't be like, I'm not going to. Sometimes I get in trouble for saying stupid things and then say the most stupid thing you could possibly think of.
Well, it's not 100% stupid. She's on the side of the people in Ukraine.
Stupid. Right? This, by the way, this is the reason why people hate celebrities.
Oh,
Like,
let's see.
Man,
look at me, everybody. Aren't I great? I'm not on either side. I'm on the side of the people. Shove it up your ass. Like, give me a fucking break. Like, are you like you're thinking of the people? Is that what you're doing, Cardi? Is that what you're worried about?
What do you want her to think about?
First
Nothing.
of all, yeah. Here's the thing: when you first heard about the Russian attack, Frank, were you sitting there thinking, oh, "What about Cardi B thinks about this?"
For a second, I was like, "Listen, Cardi B,
There's one
gonna tell
person
me
in this group that would have been me.
It's not going to be Fox. It's not going to be CNN. It's going to be Cardi B."
What does Cardi B think?
gonna-
Cardi's, isn't she wonderful? She's for the people that are caught in the middle of this whole thing.
Sure.
Well, why not? If you take Sean Penn's view, you take Cardi B's view.
Sean Penn is like,
kind of different.
I'm
It's
getting
kinda
in here to
different. He's
mix it
going there
up.
with cameras. Yeah, I know. I get it.
Yeah, and this fuck is going to turn around one day and be like, wasn't I brave? I didn't have makeup on when I made my Ukraine speech.
That's true.
That is brave.
She's allowed to talk about whatever she wants. Where's all of a sudden? Where's the free speech people going? She can't. Oh no, she can't say this. She can't say that. What is she doing? We don't want to hear from her.
I agree.
But the next day, it's going to be free speech. Free speech. You can say whatever you
She's
want.
allowed to, but here's the thing: you have to have a point. You can't just be like, "Oh, you know who I feel bad for? The people that are going to get fucked out of all this." Like, obviously,
It's
we
a good
all feel
point.
bad for them.
It might be an obvious point, but it's a point.
Holy shit! It's a stupid point. I want everybody to thank me for not playing the remaining 33 seconds of this video and saving that for them. You're welcome.
I wanted to hear the rest of
It's the real hero right here.
what she said.
It saved you from the Cardi B video.
What does that say under her name? On the right?
Pass Cardi her phone back now. I don't know.
No. What is that? Diamond Pushy?
Diamond Pushy? Is that what she calls herself?
I guess so.
I don't know.
Cool.
I'm not entirely sure, but there's Cardi B. Honestly, not the dumbest thing we're going to hear from a celebrity in this segment, believe it or not, Frank.
Oh God.
Yeah. No, I know. There's
I know. There is.
There's
I already
two
saw the
more that are
person's
pretty
name.
dumb.
I already saw the person's name.
Yeah. Which one do you want to go to first?
I don't know what Ovechkin said, but I know what Kirstie Alley and Joy Behar did, and they're both really dumb.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's do Ovechkin, because I honestly feel bad for. Here's the thing. I'm not on NATO's side. I'm not on Russia's side.
You're
I'm on
nice.
Alexander Ovechkin's side, Frank.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know what he said.
Yeah. Well, Alexander Ovechkin, for people who don't know, is a Russian-born hockey player. He's like one of the greatest hockey players ever, like behind Gretzky and Crosby and all that. And
a lot of other people.
He's caught a bunch of criticism over the years for being friends with Vladimir Putin.
Oh.
Like when Vladimir Putin plays pretend ice hockey in Russia, and like Ovechkin will go there and they'll like pretend to beat the other team and
I would
shit.
hate to be the goalie against Putin.
Yeah.
You gotta let. What do? You gotta let it. You gotta let it go.
Gotta let it go.
I missed that one.
I tried.
Yeah. So
Every
anyway,
time
so
it gets me.
He's been pals with Putin for a long time. When all this goes down, and if you would say on average, a hockey game gets a room with 15 reporters in it, that's probably appropriate. All sports reporters. When this went down, there was 75 reporters in the room. What do you think about your buddy now, Ovechkin? And so he came out and was he said what you thought he was going to say, which is please no more war. That was basically it. But I bring it up because I'm surprised. I think his parents still live in Russia.
Okay.
And I'm surprised, he said what he said, which was not he said Putin's the president and, I'm not into politics. He kind of skirted it, but he didn't really support Putin.
Okay. Can we? Is there any chance we could send him over there and do a Dennis Rodman kind of thing, and hey, Ovechkin, maybe talk to your buddy and calm this whole thing down?
I would like that. That would be nice.
You
would think Alex, yeah, he should have that's what we did with the North Korea guy, right? And
well, I don't know if we did that, but they're buddy.
Yeah, actually, we didn't do that. He just kind of went over there on his own.
Yeah, he just goes over there and is hey, Kim, what's happening?
I'd like to get Ovechkin to turn his hair into a leopard look the way
that'd be something.
Rodman did. That would be nice, though. But anyway, this leads me to my point of I'm surprised at how many Russians are actually speaking out against Putin. Like, there's a lot of creators on social, like TikTok and Instagram, and they're like voicing their displeasure. Last night there was tons of pictures. There was like a few thousand people openly protesting in Russia.
Yeah, which that takes some balls too, man.
I never thought I would see that. I was really surprised. Like those. That's a country that takes fucking names and then you just disappear 2 weeks later.
Right.
You know?
I don't know how you get away with that. I know hundreds of people got
kind of like Howard Beach. Okay.
Kind of like Howard Beach. When you think about it. I mean, the other guy who claimed to have invented plaid, we don't know where he is. Now we only have Janine's father.
Yeah, Joseph Plaid is gone.
You try and find him, you won't.
You can't find Joseph Plaid anywhere.
That fucker's gone.
How?
It's a long shot. I don't think it happens. You think Putin loses control over this whole situation?
You mean loses?
Yeah. Like
He could.
Loses.
I don't know.
Is out. Loses.
Oh, well, how does he? I don't think I think he's too. Because it's not like he's going to get voted out.
No.
We know how that works over there.
He wins every election. Just, you know.
How long has he been president for?
By like 95%. He wins.
Yeah, which is admirable.
For like 20 years, I think he's been
No, that long.
It's been
a while. Yeah.
And then he goes like this, like every now and then he'll just be like, you know what, everybody, it's election time. And they're like, oh, okay.
Great.
It's election time.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not like it's every 4 years or 2 years like we have. It's just
whenever he wants to choose. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. He's been...
Credit him, though. He gives 5% to somebody else every time. He wins by a landslide, but somebody else gets a couple of votes.
Let's give them 5% now.
You know what? It's only been 10 years.
Really?
That's it?
Since 2012. I feel like it was longer than that, but okay. He's only been president since 2012.
Because here's how, I mean, again, I'm just playing, let's just have fun on a podcast. I don't think he's going to do it. Lose. But you keep, if thousands of people showed up on night one, and that continues to grow, and you have
that's what she said.
Well-known supporters like Ovechkin speaking out against them. There was also a report of 150 Russian officials that disagreed with the deployment of troops into Ukraine. That was a big move, even if that's not true. Like,
yeah, but you don't understand. He's a dictator. He's not.
Agree.
You know, he's not going to be like, people think I shouldn't do this. I'm not going to do it.
Exactly. But what my point is if there's disagreement within the government, if there's people taking to the streets, if their assets get frozen, which it looks like that's where it's going to go, they're not going to be able to do business with anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, things are tough right now. They'll be tougher in a week or two or whatever. And then here's the key to all of this. You have a overeager person sitting in that second, third, fourth person in charge. Maybe they're in the military, who locks up a deal with whoever in whatever government. They come in and that's it. And then Putin's gone.
I don't know. You think this is, I don't know.
I'm not saying this happens in the next couple of days. I'm saying that's how it happens. Like, because like you said, he's not going to be like, you know what? I've heard everybody's outcries, and you're right. I got a little.
Right. I don't know what I was thinking.
I don't know what I was thinking, so I'm going to pull it all back and no harm, no foul. Give it back to you.
I mean, this. I think he's going to take this as far as it can go.
Yeah.
But I don't know how long he could hold out without dealing with anybody in the world. The way he was, everything's cut off now. Russia's cut off from everybody now.
Well, China's going to be the big thing. China hasn't. I haven't heard
China.
People on China. They might foot the bill for a while to keep it all going.
You think so?
I don't know. They're the only. That's it. Those are the pals right there.
They're the only ally of Russia. I wonder honestly if I still have family in Ukraine. I gotta ask my brother because he would know.
Here's the thing. If you do, don't get them out. Let them fend for yourselves. Don't bring them here.
That's it.
There's enough of your kind.
Yeah, you know what? They're probably like, no, thank you.
Ouch.
And by your kind, I mean you and your brother. We just can't deal with any more of it.
And I do wonder if my grandparents were still alive, what they would have thought about what's happening. Like, would they have fought with each other? Because, like I said, one is Ukrainian and one is Russian. So,
I feel like even if you're Russian, just to invade another country just because you want to expand your empire and start a war doesn't seem right.
Yeah. No, it definitely doesn't seem right. But you know what?
If you're Russian, like if we were America, all of a sudden invaded Canada and was like, we just want to take you guys over, no reason. That's where everybody would
they
be
would
like,
let
no,
us.
that's
They would be
fucked up.
like, okay, if you want to.
Come on in, pals. But no, I don't, that's why there are a lot of Russians in the streets protesting.
Yeah.
Shocked to see that.
Yeah.
Shocked.
I don't know how anybody could be, unless you're Putin and you're just power hungry. There's no reason for this.
What did Kirstie Alley say? I know what that dumb Joy Behar said, but what did Kirstie Alley say?
So Kirstie Alley, and this is my fault. I want to apologize because I've told myself this 1,000 times. When I see something, screenshot it, and I didn't.
Oh, that's okay.
Because
move on then.
It was only a couple of months ago. I mean, a couple of moments before the show started, and that is like I'm like, oh, it'll be there by the time we get it. And I was wrong. I was incorrect.
That's okay.
It was taken down already.
Let down everybody.
I'll tell you what she said. She basically said, I don't know who to believe.
Yeah, she said, I'll bring the tweet up.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, you can get it. But I'll give you the gist while Frank it finds the exact thing. She's basically saying, I don't know who to believe. Do you believe NATO and America, or do you believe Russia? And
Actor Kirstie Alley says in a tweet that she will pray, but won't be commenting on Ukraine because she doesn't know what's real or fake regarding the conflict.
Right.
Just so if you're not going to comment, don't. It's like you're saying I'm not going to comment. That's a comment. Number one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm praying for you guys, but I'm not going to comment.
Right.
You just commented that you're not commenting. Number one. Number two. Why even the facts? Ukraine is being invaded by Russia. What's there to what more do you need to know? It's not like Russia. It's not like Ukraine was like, we're coming after you, Russia, and Russia's, not like Russia's defending itself. We know the aggressor here is Putin. So I don't understand what's so difficult to.
Well, because what Putin is saying, his whole thing is NATO. When NATO started, it was obviously to contain the Soviet Union, right? And they said that there was a bunch of countries that had joined, and that was it. And they were like, there's no reason for us to go any farther. And then they added 14 other countries that were close to Russia and former Russian states. So this has been the basis for Putin's whole thing of like, he feels threatened that they're coming closer and closer and closer, which on paper, okay, fine. But when you get down to the reality of it, I mean, the idea that NATO, a defense, treaty between nations would make a proactive attack against Russia is kind of fucking absurd.
Right.
And that's really what it comes down to. But certain people have been saying he's a genius and he's smart, and Kirstie Alley loves those people. And so now it's like, well, who could really tell? Because if my guy can get bullied and pushed around and portrayed as the enemy when he's not, what if this is happening to Vladimir Putin?
So she thinks there's a chance that Vladimir Putin is the good guy in this.
That's what I picked up from what she said. She doesn't know what's real or fake.
Well, that's
because if you're to believe, Frank, what the mainstream media feeds
you, well, give me a break. We know Vladimir Putin.
Yeah,
everybody knows what he's about.
I'm okay with that thought process for a lot of things, but to imply that like NATO is like inching closer and closer because they want war. I mean, the whole purpose of this thing is to just
a treaty. It's a peacekeeping organization.
The opposite of war.
Yeah.
Right. Right. And believe me, it's not without fault, right? So
Right.
NATO was involved in Afghanistan. We kind of fucked that up royally, getting into it and getting out of it. And we used Article 5 NATO, that whole 9 yards. We kind of used all that to get in there, which was a big mistake. So it's not like it's without, it's not like the plot is so far-fetched. We've made some mistakes. We've done some bad things. But I don't foresee that being the same thing with Russia. I just don't.
Shouldn't be.
You can call me naive. I'm sure
You
somebody
know what?
will.
I'll find my relatives and then I'll let you know for sure.
Yeah, let's get a line over there, J Sabs. I'd love
For
to
a
get
honey.
you on the horn
Right.
and find out what's doing over there. I mean, there's got to be. Do you know
exactly
what
going
town
on?
you're from? You have no idea.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Got to do a little
A little digging.
23 and me or
Ancestry.com. My brother just did it actually a couple of months ago. So
What did it say?
I don't know exactly. I don't know if he actually ever told me what it said.
Good.
all right.
I think one thing was that my grandparents met in Austria. That was one thing, I believe. So
You know that already?
no,
Oh, okay.
I don't think I knew that.
Where did your dad invent plaid? In Austria or the Ukraine? Or
Here.
Argentina?
Or here.
Here.
After Joseph Plaid mysteriously disappeared.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So Joy Behar.
Ugh.
I was going to say, Janine sounds like the person in school. Like the kid in school who doesn't have a dad and just makes up a bunch of shit to
I don't know.
make everybody sound like, oh, your dad is really cool. Like he travels the world and invents plaid and stuff.
Like get all different personalities from all different movies and just smush it into one. Okay.
Yeah, like did you make this up in 3rd grade and you've been just sticking with it ever since?
Oh wait, didn't I? Never mind.
Are you Kaiser saying us?
Right.
It could be Kaiser So saying us.
She might be.
All right.
So Joy Behar.
Joy Behar.
Yeah.
I've
this
defended Joy
stupid
Behar
thing.
a lot, but she's really.
This was a dumb.
I don't even know
Something.
why you defend that dumb C because she is the most. Oh, she's
Damn.
probably top 10 on my list. That I just.
Why?
Really?
She's a cunt. She is.
Why?
Boom. She's just.
By the way, that's your one for this episode. We can't afford another
I know.
one.
That's all. I'll just say C. Then.
Yeah.
So why don't you like Joy Behar?
Oh, she's extremely self-righteous. Extremely. She doesn't like anybody else's opinion. I mean, it's The View.
You gotta have a view.
Right, but she doesn't like it. She doesn't
Wait,
like.
I'm reading fan feedback. You talking about Joy Behar or Frank? I lost track of it all.
I just. I hate her. I hate her face. Her face annoys me too. I could go
Face
on and
annoys
on.
Okay.
I
So,
defend
here's
her
what
because
she said.
she's a comic. That's why I defend her. Like I give her the benefit of the doubt because she's a comic.
But I also don't think she's funny, so maybe that's why I don't think of her as a comic.
Well, I'll give you so let me say this. Her old stand up is very funny, but she along with who's the one? She was just skiing with her hoodies out.
What?
Chelsea Handler. There's some we
That
lost
was a
some
long time ago.
we lost some people. No, that was like today.
Yeah, it was today.
Oh, all right. Well, old news because she did that already.
Yeah, she's done it. Yeah, she did it again. We lost some people to Trump. Like when Trump took over, we just lost some people.
Yeah.
And like those are two like people that we just like they're no longer funny. Like I would argue that we lost Kid Rock. Like he's no longer interested in like making good music. He now just wants to make music that's involved in, right versus left. So it's it's a little daunting.
Yeah. So Joy Behar said, "You
I have it.
Audio? Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't working on my one thing, which is why I was killing time. But I got it here now.
Well, I'm scared of what's going to happen in Western Europe, too.
Yeah.
You plan a trip, you want to go there. I want to go to Italy for 4 years. I haven't been able to make it because of the pandemic. And now this, it's like, what's going to happen there?
Yeah.
Too.
I mean, you could have went last year, lady. I don't know.
I mean, how dare the selfish pricks, I'll say, of Ukraine? They're all out there like, oh, what was me? Well, Joy Behar can't go to Italy, okay?
Right.
Yeah. Why don't they think of someone else beside themselves?
Seriously.
Unbelievable.
Why do all the bad things always happen to Joy Behar, Frank?
Every time.
That's what I need to know.
Every time. Janine's favorite person in the world.
I mean, how do you get there? I mean, Jesus, for the love of God. Like, I understand she's making a
Now,
point
was
of,
she-
like, the world's been through a lot, but still, like...
Was
Oh,
she
now
just trying
you
to
can't go to Italy, right?
Was she just trying to make a joke? Mr.
No.
Defends all comedians with everything.
I just think she's lost her mind. I really think she just lost her mind.
What's the difference between that and a joke? Why isn't that just a joke?
Because that wasn't even an attempt at a joke.
You know why I really don't like her? Well, one of the main reasons was Meghan McCain wrote, I don't know if it was a book or an article about how when she came back from maternity leave, she was so nasty to her. And, you know, obviously when you come back from maternity leave, it's like an emotional time. And then she personally just made it worse for her. And I just don't like how she treated her just because, you know, she was a Republican and Joy isn't. It's just, she just didn't like her because of that. So, and they both didn't like Trump. That's what I don't understand. Like she doesn't like Trump, Meghan McCain, but just, oh God, she was just so nasty to her. And you saw it too on TV. Like when the day she came back, Joy Behar was not joking around. She's like, yeah, I didn't miss you. Not at all.
Wow. Well, to be fair, Janine, she hasn't been to Italy. I mean, I'm assuming this was during the time that she couldn't go.
Once she's got her vacation under her belt, she'll be a better Joy.
Right.
She'll be all nice and rested.
It's like this. It's like a baby who's just cranky and impossible, and then you put them down for a nap, and then they're like refreshed. Like Joy needs her Italy nap, is what
exactly.
it is.
Right.
And the fact that she can't go.
Yeah.
It would have been better if she said, you know, Europe and all the money that they make from travel, like now it might be halted. Different story.
Right.
Yeah, because it's not about her.
But it is about her. Everything's about her.
I can't go on vacation. It's tough.
To be fair, though, you see those commercials about what is that guy? What was those?
Perillo Tours?
Perillo. She had a Perillo tour booked, so
it's hard to get a refund on those, from what I understand.
Yeah, Signora Perillo doesn't really. He doesn't give refunds. No travel insurance with that shit.
I don't know, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I wonder. I bet you Perillo Tours is nice.
I don't even think they're still around, are they?
I think the Sun.
I don't know.
It now or something.
Okay, we should clarify because this is I just remember this. Perillo Tours was a tour company that ran commercials. I don't think everybody knows. Comment, tweet, Facebook, emails, all the stuff. Let us know if you know what Perillo Tours are, because I think they only ran in New York.
Oh, that's possible.
No. I don't know. I thought they did Italy too. I could have sworn my aunt saying that she went.
No,
No, the trip was to Italy, but they only advertised in New York because there was a lot of Italian people there. So like, let's just spend our money in New York. We'll add, we'll get all the Italians.
The difference was it was like the reason why it stood out is because it was a cheesy commercial.
Oh, maybe
shot around like when commercials were getting better and better, like quality wise. This was still on the cheesy end,
right?
Of quality.
Like they shot one commercial and ran it for 36 years,
right?
And then there was an updated one because we all knew because we all talked about it. It was like, holy shit! Did you see the Perillo guy?
And you just make fun of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, because the Perillo guy went from being 22 to then being 54, and then all of a sudden his son was in it, and you're like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, it was weird. It was a weird thing. It was jarring. That's how I know.
Yeah.
That's how I gauge my whole life around the Perillo Tour commercial.
But I feel like
and what's that other one? The where you work on the mechanic one. What's that commercial with the mechanic?
DeVry?
DeVry.
Yeah.
That's how I know the stages of my life. The gradual, progression of those commercials.
I think DeVry is a little bit more. I think they have a couple locations, but Perillo, I think, was just only here.
Yeah.
I feel like I read that in an article somewhere.
All right, so let's stop excluding people who aren't from New York.
Yeah. Remember the pizzeria on Crossway Boulevard? That was good.
Maron.
Oh, God. Cuisine.
All right. Let me talk about. All right. So anyway, Russia threatened Finland and Sweden, and that's not a good thing because now they're like, hey, if they join, now Russia's going, hey, if Finland and Sweden join, then we're gonna have a real problem. We're gonna count that as an aggression. Now you're just out of your fucking mind. Like I mean, what's weird is people are like, we're okay with giving up the Ukraine, which is so unfortunate. But the whole world was like, it's okay with us. But like anything else, they're like, you can't go there.
Right. I don't understand why Russia wanted Chernobyl.
I don't know either.
They took it over. They've got it.
Just to say they have it.
For the Instagram,
you can't go anywhere
pictures.
near it. You can't go in there. It's all radioactive. That place is uninhabitable for 20,000 years, is what they say.
Adding in a topic, Janine ruined my day today.
Sorry.
Wait, was it you?
It was me.
It was you. Remember, I was a couple of episodes ago. I go, I can't stand this guy on TikTok. I don't know who the hell he is. And then she went and sent a video of that guy from fucking TikTok, Kujin.
Oh, I don't know that. I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it?
No, I'm probably lucky.
You're Italian. Have you ever fucking called anybody in your family Kujin to begin with? Like, honestly, never, ever.
Joking around or not?
Nope.
Yeah, this asshole, and he's like, "Oh, there's tree things there." I just want something awful to happen to this man.
You know what's funny? I know someone who acts like this. Who acts like him to the T. It's highly, highly annoying. Like, I just want to punch this person in the face. I don't like them anyway, but
does he play it up like, or like if he's one-on-one, he's a little more.
To tell you the truth, the guy I know?
Yeah.
No.
He's always like that.
Yeah.
Like, to be fair, I feel like that stuff can kind of flare up at times. Like sometimes you don't really even know, you'll be just a little passionate about something or whatever in the heat of the moment. And next thing you know, you're going like this and you don't even realize, shit like that happens.
Slapping your wife's ass. Yeah.
But this guy with the whole, I can't. And here's the other part about it. So the clip that Janine sent out, it was him with this couple called Devour Power, who I love on TikTok. Like, they make awesome videos almost all the time. And they did a collab with this piece of shit, which I don't even get because he doesn't have no followers. And it was the stupidest thing ever. They were at some fucking pizzeria where there was 3 slices of 3 slices, not 3 slices of pizza on a pizza. They topped the pizza, Frank, with smaller slices of pizza.
What the hell's the point of that?
There is no point. Stupidity.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. And that was the point of the video?
Yeah.
That's dumb.
What did they call it? The Inception pie? That was supposed to be a thing.
Oh, like a pizza within a pizza?
So it was like a slice of pizza, and then it had a smaller slice on it, and then that smaller slice had 2 small slices on it.
All right. Now I kind of get it.
And fucking Kujin was all very excited about it.
I wonder if he's actually like that or not.
Just eat 2 slices of pizza.
And again, when I tell you, he looks like he looks like the kid who failed out of school and is the mall security guard that nobody wants to talk to anymore. Like, that's what this kid looks like. He doesn't look Italian.
No offense to all mall security guards out there.
He looks very, very corny, I'm sorry to say. Corny and dorky and just like...
Well, this guy's probably playing it up for his character.
I don't know. To tell you the truth, I really don't know.
It's more offensive than an Olive Garden commercial.
I know you... It's more offensive than people saying that Olive Garden sauce is good.
Now, what's worse? This guy, Kujin, or the way they talk on in the Sopranos movie?
No, this guy is this guy is
this guy, yeah.
Is he like Gabagol and the Regatta?
Yes, a billion.
And you know what he says all the time?
What?
You know what he says all the time? Oh, your sister's big ass. Or whatever what does he say? Your sister's ass or something. I'm like, what? He loves to say, and that's a thing.
Does he?
Yeah, he does. I guess I have watched more than you have, but okay.
I blocked him. He is the only person I've blocked on. I don't see his videos anymore because I can't.
Oh, they always come up for me. That's why.
And here's what's weird. There's another guy called Little Mozzarella. Like, that's his
I know
name.
Him. Mm-hmm.
He does a similar shtick for some reason. I mean, I don't love it, but for some reason, he doesn't bother me as much because he genuinely looks Italian.
This guy does not look Italian, right? The other guy doesn't.
Doesn't look Italian. And there's just something weird about it. He plays it up and it has like a charm to it. This other fucking asshole doesn't. It just annoys the shit out of me.
Just obnoxious and
I hate it. Listen, I give any creator credit for putting themselves out there. Everybody's gonna get that from me, and that's where it stops with me with this fucking piece of shit. I honestly, I can't.
I hear
can't.
he's going to be the next guest on our show.
I fucking can't stand. I would love to have him on and talk. I would love to. I would love to just talk to his entire family and be like, "How much bullshit is this?" Like, you know.
Yeah, his family probably sounds nothing like that.
No,
they don't.
No.
Talk. Hey, but people talk how they talk. Maybe this is the way he talks.
I hate him more than I hate the LA Times.
Wow.
Oh, that's tough to beat.
Yikes.
Amanda Bynes, here's the thing. Here's what's cool in 2022, ending conservatorships. That's the thing now.
We should all end all conservatorships. Let people do what they're going to do.
Is she the one who wanted Drake to murder her
privates?
Yeah.
Is that right? I had no idea.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, who doesn't want that? I mean, Drake.
I know, right? I mean, we all
delicious.
want that. We all want that, but she actually, yeah.
She was the one that had the balls to say it.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know Amanda Bynes from. I don't know if I can name one thing she was in.
Yes, you do.
I know who she is, but I don't know.
She was in that stupid movie that my husband loves, where she pretends to be a boy too.
I gotta. I'm gonna look up her Wikipedia, her IMDb now.
Yeah, tell me.
I'm with Frank.
Movie.
I know the name. I couldn't name him. I couldn't
Really?
name a thing.
I know she was a Disney person, right? She was on Disney.
Was she in The Parent Trap too, or no? That's Lindsay Lohan.
Lindsay Lohan. Apparently.
She was in What a Girl Wants. You love that movie.
That's it.
No,
isn't
that's the one where she pretends to be a boy?
Oh, I thought that was the one where Mel Gibson can hear the girl's thoughts.
That's what women want.
Girls and women.
Oh.
Which used to be a good movie until Mel Gibson sucked.
Oh, right. She was in She's the Man.
No, that's it. That's the movie.
That sounds a little more like it.
Yeah.
But no, don't know that one.
Hairspray. She was
nope.
in the Hairspray
Never
movie.
saw it. With John Travolta as the mother?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I guess
God.
So.
Yeah, but no, I don't know. I've never seen it. I don't think I've seen one thing she's in.
She was in Charlotte's Web too.
Nope.
Yeah, no.
She was in a Family Guy episode.
Oh, that could be.
Anyway.
Maybe just didn't recognize her voice.
I don't know. Perhaps that's what it is. I just feel like now that Britney did it and it was successful, here's Amanda Bynes doing it. Now all the celebrities are going to be doing it.
So,
like I feel like we're a week away from Gal Gadot, like, you know, asking for her conservatorship to end that she made up and then singing that Imagine song to everybody.
I don't know why everybody came down on her for that.
Is it sucked?
It's fine.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Gal Gadot.
Remember at the beginning of the pandemic when Gal Gadot was like, "Oh, we're gonna sing and heal ourselves." Of this.
Wonder Woman. She did the whole Imagine thing with all the celebrities. Yeah. All the like she had a bunch of celebrities, like doing this, like a Zoom thing.
Yeah.
And each one sang a certain part of Imagine by John Lennon.
She was another one. If I'm not mistaken, the beginning of that video starts with her going, "I just don't know what to do. I don't know what we should be doing," and then she just starts fucking singing. It is one of the most cringeworthy moments in the history.
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember this.
All right,
she's not a bad person. She tried something, and I don't know why people attacked her.
It's all about her. Again, it was all about her in that moment.
She wasn't trying to make it about her. She's not a bad person.
She fucking ruined that Wonder Woman franchise on us.
She was great.
Day 6 in self-quarantine.
Yeah.
Hey, guys. Day 6 in self-quarantine. And I gotta say that these past few days got me feeling a bit philosophical. You know, this virus had affected the entire world, everyone. Doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, we're all in this together. And I ran into this video of this Italian guy playing the trumpet in his balcony to all the other people who were locked inside their homes. And he was playing Imagine, and there was something so powerful and pure about this video, and it goes like this. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try.
The poor
my
celebrity
God.
she dragged into this.
It's not terrible.
Awful.
All right.
I'd rather see Kujin. I'd rather watch Kujin than
Wow,
fucking have to watch that
that's
again.
how you know it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
You just like to crap on anything positive.
Thanks. We don't have a new Supreme Court justice, but we have a new Supreme Court justice nominee. Her name is Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Fantastic.
President Joe Biden nominated her for the Supreme Court. Here's my absolute favorite thing about this. As soon as she was nominated, Lyndsey Graham took to Twitter.
Here we go.
And Lyndsey Graham said, if media reports are accurate and Judge Jackson has been chosen as the Supreme Court nominee to replace Justice Breyer, it means the radical left has won President Biden over yet again. The attacks by the left on Judge Childs from South Carolina apparently worked. I expect a respectful but interesting hearing in the Senate Judiciary Committee. The Harvard-Yale train to the Supreme Court continues to run unabated.
I think Lyndsey Graham should slow his roll a little bit. And
you want to hear something interesting?
Go ahead.
The last two judges that Lyndsey Graham championed and approved, Neil Gorsuch went to Harvard, and Brett Kavanaugh went to Yale.
That's because Lyndsey Graham is a piece of shit, and he lies about whatever he wants, and it doesn't matter. The truth does not matter to Lyndsey Graham. It's whatever is in the moment. That's what he'll talk about. It doesn't matter what he said in the past. If we elect Trump, it'll be the end of the Republican Party. It'll be our own fault. Fast forward to after he was elected. Oh, I think he's great. He's a great guy. Come on.
He's a huge boob.
The guy is the biggest flip-flopper in the Senate.
Again, it takes 2 seconds to be like, hey, have I ever shit on Yale or Harvard before? Or would I regret putting this? Like, have somebody in the room that could be like, this is what I'm going to put out. Is this okay? That they could be like, wait a second. Hold on. Let's take a 5-minute Google of your last couple of Supreme Court nominees and make sure.
Yeah, because he's an idiot. And why? And what's wrong with Yale and Harvard? Why is he just so against it?
Frank, it's a lib factory. People just come out of there and be libs everywhere.
That's
lib it up.
Where
makes you a lib, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Didn't you go to Yale and Harvard?
I went to both Yale and Harvard
to visit
at the same time.
Nice.
No, Sarah Lawrence.
No, I did not.
Listen, I went to DeVry, so you all can suck it. The CDC has eased the mask I don't even know what the proper guidelines.
It's on the screen.
Shut up.
He wanted to say guidance plus another word together. I don't know what though.
Yeah. I gotta close this. I still got stupid fucking Gal Gadot staring at me. That's the problem. Okay.
I would have no problem with that.
CDC relaxes mask guidelines, removes recommendation for low-risk areas like New York City and other parts of the country. 70% of the country is affected by this. Still, Mayor Eric Adams said the city is not ready to lift indoor mask mandates in schools, but insists that the measure is likely around the corner. Governor Kathy Hochul refused earlier this month to scrap the mask mandates, and so far she has not responded to the CDC's new guidelines.
Yeah, so I would.
The fuck are we waiting for?
Go with what the CDC says. Those are the people that know.
Well, that's what's amazing. Everybody was like, "Well, science, science, science. Go with the CDC says." And now the CDC is like, "You don't need to do this." And they're like, "Well, hold on a second there."
What is this everybody stuff?
Take it easy.
Mayor Adams and Hochul.
Well, those are our two people. I guess other parts of the country don't give a shit, but
like everybody says, yeah, everybody's still on the side of science with this.
I know, but science is now saying we don't have to do this anymore, and they're still kind of like, well, let's take the weekend to think about it.
No,
I think she wants to wait until March 7th. That was her date, I believe, about schools. I know, it makes no sense.
How much more drastically is this thing going to go down from, what are we at, 0.02? And what are we going to get to 0.01? The fuck are you waiting for?
It's like, come on. Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
I didn't think about this at the time, but it really bothered me that I look at it in retrospect. When she ended the mask mandate for businesses, she goes, we'll end it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Now. It's
Right.
done now.
And
Because there's
nobody
no
was
confusion.
right. There was no. Yeah, but still, people are still confused though.
I thought about that.
It has to be like an official start
time. Okay, it's be like tomorrow. It officially ends, but you're good. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
but
fine.
that's because you create arguments that way. You make it an official. It starts at this time, so nobody's confused. And they go, whatever. If you get out there and go, I don't know, you go ahead. I don't care.
All right.
Everybody's gonna be like, well, she said, well, yeah, she was wishy-washy. You
All right,
gotta
shut up.
say,
You
you
made a
gotta be
good point.
definite about it.
You're right. Let's just.
That was the day
right.
where I had my TV debut.
That's right. That was a big deal. I'd like to get you back out to Target, Janine. Now that this has come down from the CDC, let's get
You
back.
know, you'll be camped out March 7th in the parking lot.
You got to be out
with
there.
my Starbucks.
What was
and what's the other?
What was the reporter's name? You're gonna be out there calling for him.
You got to be out there with your jump start.
That's right. What the hell, Janine?
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Traitor.
I meant jumpstart. Yeah. I wouldn't mind hanging out looking for that guy again. No problem.
Yeah, I mean, while you're out looking for homeless people, you might as well look at the reporter. What's the difference?
It's true.
It's just a different corner of the Target parking lot when you think
Two
about
birds, one stone. Okay.
Exactly. I'm on muscle relaxers for my jaw. I am surprisingly coherent.
What happened? What happened with your jaw? I mean, there's so many jokes that I could make.
What, Frank?
Were you in the Target parking lot?
Quick side note: you're all loose cannon with your apostrophes, but you missed one on here.
Yeah, am I? I can't spell it.
Wait, what happened with your jaw?
The muscle relaxers. I don't know, but I'll get to this a little bit in
His
fan
wife
feedback.
is very happy, by the way.
How many sausages did you try to stuff in your mouth at one time?
No, I didn't, but I haven't really been able to eat a lot of food over the last 2 days, 3 days.
What'd you do?
I don't know. It just started hurting.
And you can't open it wide? Follow me for tips. I'll send them to
There's a whole episode on your OnlyFans about that.
We're still not on Truth Social.
Thank God.
Let me clear it all out. Let's see here. Oh, man hospitalized after shoving a AA battery into his peen, and then we'll get to fan feedback.
Wait, was he circumcised?
Okay, this is one of the rare. By the way, this is one of those rare times for all the do your research people. We do a lot of research on the show, but when you come up on a headline like this, you read the headline and then you just throw it in the rundown, and then you wait to read the actual story.
You worry about the details later.
Right. So I don't know anything about this. I'm reading this the same time that you are. He's an Iranian man. I don't know what that means, but they put it in the story.
Okay.
Forced to go to the emergency room after shoving a AA battery down his peen in a grotesque stunt. The fiasco came to light after the unnamed 49-year-old reported to a hospital in Tehran, where he informed doctors that he had the charging device lodged in his genitals for 24 hours.
Oh.
Wait a minute. Is he circumcised? Oh, you don't know yet.
We'll get to it. This was published in a case study and the medical journal Urology Case Reports.
So here's what I want to know. When you get to it, let me know. Did he put it in the wrong way first, then realize positive to negative? He had to take it out and put it back the other way.
I think so. I think it's got to face the same way your penis does, like the little pointy part.
You got to check on the underside of your
positive goes up.
Where the positive and negative signs are.
Let me just say before we read any further, this is ballsy. I mean, I would never attempt to do this, but if I had to entertain this,
we do it at AAA.
I would be looking at a AAA battery.
Thank you. I was just going to say that, and I don't even have a penis. Thank you.
Like a AA battery. That's pretty...
I'm going 9 volt.
Yeah, I mean, for real.
I need a rectangle. I don't know why. No, I'm kidding.
During a follow-up visit, the patient complained about a recurrence of obstructive and irritating urinary symptoms. He also reportedly experienced a burning sensation whenever he tried to urinate.
So he kept going on about his daily life like nothing was wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Like this'll take care of itself kind of thing?
Guess who's going to... Go ahead.
He had it up there for 20... I don't know.
What do you
think happened? Do you think he saw a video where like somebody put a battery in a dildo and he thought, oh, I know.
I think this sounds like someone dared him to do it. Because they called it a stunt, and maybe someone dared him to do this for 24 hours.
Wait, he shoved it in the hole where his the only hole that men have.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, my husband would kill me. I'm going to try with a AAA at first, and then we'll gonna go to a AA.
All right, let us know how that goes.
Okay.
I won't even. My biggest fear is what do they when you go to the hospital and they put a tube in there?
Catheter.
Catheter. Yeah. I don't. That's
the idea of a
freaks me
catheter
out.
terrifies me.
That freaks me out too.
Really?
That's supposed to go in there.
Terrifies me. Nothing is supposed to go in there.
Well, medically, this can go in there, but definitely
Exit only.
Definitely not a battery.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
No,
Even those don't they test you for certain STDs by sticking a Q-tip in there?
Yep.
I'd rather die of the STD.
I would love that job. I would love that job. To see the pain on men's faces where you take that stick out and you're like,
imagine what we just went through with COVID and the nose.
Yeah,
It's got to be a trillion times more painful.
Yeah, no, thank you. You think he used an energizer because he wanted to keep going and going?
All right, do we get all the battery puns out of the way?
There's a copper top joke I'm not thinking of, but go ahead. I don't know. I got nothing.
All right. Fan feedback. We have a lot. Probably not in any kind of good order either.
Keep those comments coming. Put them on the YouTube page down below in the comments and the Facebook, Twitter, email.
Yeah,
we like to read them. We love hearing from everyone.
All right, I'm going to go through them as quick as I can here because there is a lot. From Jacqueline, Frank is way off on Trump. Ukraine is a cesspool of the U.S. dirty laundered money. Putin is pushing back on global elites. Look at all the dirty deals involving Hunter Biden and Pelosi's son's investments.
What does that have to do with anything? And why are you rooting on Putin?
Can I say this
that person, whoever that is cheering for Putin, and that's ridiculous.
There is a large portion of our citizenship that is fucking rooting for this Putin because of Trump. I'm telling you.
Stupid.
Now,
that's really dumb.
I had a little run-in with a friend of ours. I don't think he's one of those people. He's not. But he's not. But he definitely thinks that Trump would have handled this better, which I could even give people the benefit of the doubt on that. You can make an argument. But there are some people that are literally like, I hope he fucking takes over half of Europe because this is what you get for voting Trump out of office. And it's like,
he would have done, Trump just went like this. Well, he's a smart guy, and he's invading Ukraine because he could do it. And I think he's doing the right thing. And he wouldn't. And if he imposed any sanctions because he was forced to, it would be like the minimal amount, and he wouldn't give a shit. And he would have left NATO because that's what he wanted to do. He was like,
right. That's being brought up a lot too. That he was talking about leaving NATO.
So we would have been not part of that at all. But he probably would have been rooting him on.
Again, and I feel like a lot of people are misinterpreting that. The reason why he wanted to leave NATO is because nobody else was paying for it. We were paying for most of it. So it wasn't like well, I don't know. I don't want to put words in his mouth. But anyway, the reason why he stated it wasn't because he was like, this is unfair to Russia, I'm going to leave NATO. He just was like, why are we paying for all this? We're going to leave if you all don't pick up the tab a little bit more, which I don't think is a bad point.
I think saying we're going to leave is a stupid point. You could say, hey guys, let's all kind of pick up the tab.
That goes to his 90 miles an hour balls to the wall with everything.
That's really reckless and stupid. So.
Perfect timing for this comment from Lyndsey. I hate to say it, but I get pure enjoyment from Frank being pissed off.
So do I, to be honest with you.
When he said he forgot what he was going to say, I lost my shit on the last episode.
It happens.
And then he said, just like Bo Jiden, LOL. I don't think he knows his own name sometimes.
Bo Jiden.
I didn't say Bo Jiden.
No, he said Bo Jiden.
Oh.
Mercedes. What a great fucking name. Yeah.
Underused name.
Underused name. I feel like it primarily would be thought of as a stripper name if it wasn't for the fact that Mercedes Rule just killed it with that name. Just did a great job with it.
Gotta love Mercedes Rule.
Anthony, Frank will never open up his romantic Democratic brain. Don't waste your time. I really hope
romantic
he does it for political correctness and not that he thinks like that. Disappointed.
Good for you.
Ooh, Mercedes hit that Trump thing that I hate. One word, exclamation point ends.
Mm.
Sad. I can
Disappointed.
3-letter words. Sad.
Sweet Afton. This is a very big, long comment. Is it a New York thing to say things like "the problem is," or similar phrases?
I notice it every time you say it. I never call it out.
I never noticed this before.
I notice every time Anthony says it. He goes, instead of saying "the problem is," he goes, "the problem is." Yeah. So you start with you throw an extra "is" in there. I notice it every time. I don't say anything because I want you to make your point.
We're having a lot of fun. This is a little bit more of a serious comment, but I'm going to read it all because she really took the time to write all this out. And I feel like it's important, especially following up what we talked about last episode with the Greg Abbott thing and the whole trans rights. She continues on, I hear Ant do it a lot, but not Frank or J-Sabs. Way to go. Way to point out the idiot on the show.
Yep.
Also, I have a child who is MTF trans. Now, that took me a good 40 and a half seconds to realize. Male to female. MTF, male to female. Okay. She came out at age 29. She always liked women and still does. So it never occurred to me to think she felt wrong in a male body. I was surprised, definitely, however. I gave her my full support. However, I'm not sure if I would have felt much comfortable going through actual gender assignment surgery in her childhood, possibly puberty blockers, but I really don't know. It would take a lot more research and pondering before I could have decided. That's a tough one. Makes me want to ask her what she thinks about that idea now. I can tell you she is a lot happier now that she has come out and is far more open and communicative.
Excellent.
Not sure if that is hormones or relief or both. Either way, I love her and see how tough it can be even nowadays to be trans and not pass yet. Have seen her purposely misgendered by a doctor's office and have heard about my brother and his wife and at least one niece dead naming her and even posting anti-trans memes on Facebook.
That's being trans. I don't know what dead naming is.
It's calling them by their
their original.
Yeah.
Being trans is not new. It's not a choice, and it certainly isn't easy. There is a vast spectrum of gender and sexuality and always has been. It's just that for heteronormative, patriotic Christian culture, through much of history, it has been suppressed and villainized. These are humans with feelings and loved ones. If they aren't hurting others, why does anyone else care how they live? I just don't get it.
Love it.
Very well said, right? Especially towards that end.
Except the Christian part, because I feel like anyone could be anti-trans. So that bothers me, even though I'm not Christian.
It's not just I'm Christian. I'm not very pro.
I actually replied to that comment because I strongly believe that kids should not get a sex change, just because my experience in high school, and we talked about this.
You got one?
And I knew a girl who was gonna change into a boy, and then just decided I just feel it's not. You don't have the brain capacity. You don't. You're not smart at 18. You're not even smart at 21.
There are smart people.
There are, but a lot of people do regret it because they go back and change their mind.
Well, nobody on the show has hit that smart moment yet, so let's all take it easy.
It's just too young to decide such a big thing.
I think that there is room for that. There's room for people to if there are children who that's what they're going through, that's what they feel. It's not. What I think a lot of people misunderstand is that it's not like they wake up one morning and they're like, today I feel like doing this. It's something they go through for a long time. And I'm sure if it's a child who feels that way, they talk about it with their parents, they talk about it with guardians, with their doctors. It's not just a whim.
No, I know that. But I'm saying there's sometimes it could be trendy to do this. It's
yeah, but I don't think people would, if they
would
do
go
it
the mile.
If they do it because it's trendy,
they do.
Weird.
There is.
Then I think that's why the talks, it's not just a whim. You have to, you talk about it with your parents, you talk about it with the doctors, and you go through a process.
Right. There's definitely kids who feel like that, but then there's kids who just want to do it because it's cool too, and they want attention.
Well, I think there's both. I mean, there may not be as many of what you're talking about, but I definitely think it exists. I mean, well, like I said last episode, we know it exists because we know that there is a percentage. I don't know how high it is or how many there is, but we know there are trans people that have come out and said, I've done this, I had the surgery, did the whole 9 yards, and now I regret it.
And a lot of it is because they have no sexual feeling after that. So they get depressed, and then the suicide rate is actually very high.
Well, I don't know what it is. And before we reignite the trans conversation, I think the whole point is that, and I think we could all, did I just do it again?
He said, I think the whole point is that.
And I think we can all agree on this, that the problem is that the government shouldn't be hopping in and acting like it's child abuse if you're exploring these options.
I think everybody comes to that realization when they do, whenever it is.
Like that's batshit crazy. I mean, Janine, do you agree with that? I mean, I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, that's kind of like what they try to tell us to do everything. Oh, okay. Right, like get a vaccine. I don't know.
Well, I mean, just all kidding aside, to make this joke, they're like, you can't tell me to put on a mask, but hold on a second, don't fucking raise your kids that way. Like, it's like, what are you doing?
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, and I think everybody comes to the realization of who they are at different times, different ages, and sometimes it's when they're young. Which is I know people who, they maybe have come out when they're older, but knew that who they were when they were 10. They said, I knew back then, but I just couldn't, say anything at that time.
Well, I said it too, mine on a much lesser degree, that like after like the fourth or fifth brunette I was dating, I was like, holy shit, there's clearly a pattern here. It takes, this is the thing that people are forgetting about all of this. It takes, there's a point to the journey.
Yeah.
There's a point to, like, that's what 8, 10 through 21 is all about, is just growing at a crazy pace and, catching up to your, I mean, even physically, people, how many times do you see these kids that are like 7 feet tall and they're just like wobble, like they don't have control of their body yet, but they're in the fucking NBA draft and shit like that. And it's like,
yeah, but when you were, let's say, all right, when you were, I don't know, let's say 14, you were probably in, you're looking at the opposite sex and you knew who you were, right?
Tapping all the time.
You were probably comfortable with the fact that you were a guy, a boy, and you were interested in women. You probably
like a lot of romantic comedy, so the comfortable with being a man thing is. I don't know if that was.
Yeah, I don't know.
There.
Jury's still out.
There are people who realize who they are.
I agree. But you have to also, like, here's the other. This is what I'm trying to say. Is what I'm trying to have home. Like, there's a reason why. You ever hear that joke of like, oh, I experimented in college. That's why people do drugs and sleep with people of the same sex and sleep with like 10 people. Like that. That's
generalizing.
I'm not generalizing. I'm just saying you can go through it. Like you can go. It's okay. Like
but it's okay not to. It's okay to. You don't have to experiment in college if you don't want to.
Right, but I'm saying it's.
Darn it! I should have.
It's okay to have gray area, meaning you don't have to be like, oh, right now and this is it and here, like it's okay if you're trans to take 6 years to go and make that journey. It's okay to do it in 2 weeks. I'm just saying, like, it's okay. So it doesn't have to be
exactly. You do it on your own timetable.
That's what I meant when I said that's what growing up is. It's like figuring out all of that stuff, and it's okay to have that room there for that.
Yeah, no, everybody comes to their realization of who they are, different stages of life, different.
Which is why you can't legislate this shit,
right?
Sonia, Frank will not understand anything involving President Trump.
No, I won't.
Okay.
I really won't.
I may or may not have liked that comment. What?
You liked it 17 times. That was the problem.
I'm just kidding. 17, no.
Jody, Anthony, go to the doctor. I had something similar. Woke up feeling like I had a dry socket in my jaw. No dental work done. Pain went up my face. Turns out I had shingles in my mouth. Jody and everybody else, I appreciate the concern, but this is why I will never bring up a medical issue on the show ever again, because you people are worse than WebMD. Yeah, I'm like, oh my God, what do I have?
Yeah. After the last show, the last episode, I talked to Anthony off the air about you should get it looked at. I think I scared the hell out of you. I'm sorry.
First of all, he needed a ride, okay? He just needed a ride. That's why his mouth hurts, guys.
Shut the fuck up.
There's no other explanation.
Just everybody know that his wife is very happy today.
Betty, in my opinion, children should not be allowed to permanently alter their bodies. Tattoos, gender reassignments, cosmetic surgeries, all should be 18 years minimum to decide. There's always potential for regret, but
there's always potential for regret if you're 30 and decide.
Well, I thought this was an interesting thing, and you might think it's crazy, but I did look it up. People forget this is not a trans thing, but people like kids want cosmetic surgery.
Yeah.
And some parents are giving it to them.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Which is, yep.
Like, this is separate from that. I just feel like, what are you doing? Like, I know I just said on one hand, do whatever you want, but on the other hand, like, you're still growing and changing and, I don't know. Like, I don't
It's up to them with the parents and the guardians. It's not,
I guess
it's
so.
not
But
my call.
If my daughter comes up to me, it's like, Dad, I want ass implants. It's like, I don't give a fuck.
You could say, you're the guardian, you're the parent.
She's like, Dad, I feel like a man. Fine. Dad, I want ass implants. Nope.
Dad, I'm going to Miami to get a BBL. Okay.
Or I don't even know what that is. Or a tattoo. A what?
Brazilian butt lift.
Oh God. Or a tattoo. I wouldn't let my kids get a tattoo.
That's your call. But if your daughter said, "Hey, I want to wear this, a suit to the next party or whatever," would you say no? You got to wear a dress
or that skanky top that your mother picked out?
No. First of all, more clothing is never a bad thing when it comes to your daughter.
I know.
I'll be like this. Let's go. Let's switch to Islam. We'll fucking wrap you all up. That's all. No big deal. Cover it all up, baby. My niece just got a tattoo. I think I cried for 3 days straight.
Oh God.
She's not a kid anymore.
Yep.
Okay. Let me see here. I'll skip all these. I would like to add that there are many Trump supporters that worship him more than they worship God. The people of the USA need to put God and country before Trump.
Oh, God.
It's the truth.
I wouldn't say God.
No, you wouldn't.
I swear to you, I think there's people that jerk off to that guy. I really
do.
Absolutely.
Who? God?
They wear his clothes. They wear his clothes. They donate to him. They go to his rallies. They hold up signs. They everything. It's like
he talks and they just get high like it's fucking crack.
It's unbelievable.
That being said, Obama was pretty close to having us going to war with Russia and North Korea. Obama also vowed to close the borders and set up camps that Trump was later blamed for. Obama also wanted to remove ISIS. Trump handled the border situation and ISIS. Under Trump's term, he kept North Korea and Russia closer. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
That's true.
Even China was put on alert by Trump. I don't agree on many things he has to say, but he got some shit done.
Frank cannot agree to that. Nope. Look at his face. He will never, ever.
Indira, glad you two are open to discuss, even if you disagree on heavy matters. Let me see here. Nicole, you guys are great. Love that you can be on opposite sides and still be friends. Wish the world was that way. Lost a lot of friends and family because we are on opposite sides.
That's terrible. That's a shame.
Lisa, how does Frank always have a full bag of coffee to show if he drinks it all the time?
I save.
Yeah, Frank, what the fuck?
I save this bag for the show.
Poser.
It's my advertising. My advertising bag.
He doesn't drink Jumpstart coffee. He drinks Dunkin' Donuts.
No.
And he voted for Trump.
For Trump. No way.
Mm-hmm.
When I'll be honest, I rarely drink that much coffee. I don't, but when I do, I have the coffee machine right here. It's Jumpstart.
Plus, you get a ton of it all the time. Do you know?
Plus,
they're fucking sending you shit all the time.
Yeah. I got another bag. I still got to open. It's right here. Yeah,
we have show bag. Like this is this is a show bag. Like
this is my show bag.
Yeah, it's just always.
Yeah, this one I'll use.
Now, I will fully admit I got desperate and I drank my I brewed up my last show bag for Jumpstart.
See, if you're running low, you jump into the show bag.
Yeah, but Frank always has his, so I feel like I could do it.
This is my show bag.
Yeah. John writes in regarding the cameras with Jean-Luc Brunel. I did 7 years federal time. Cameras always work just fine.
Yeah, but not in France.
See, John, I want you to notice who didn't disagree with you here. That would be me. I'm not going to fuck with the person who did 7 years time.
That's true. I agree with you. What was his name, John?
Don't try and kiss up to John now.
Love you, John.
Deborah, Humpty Dumpty was the nickname for a cannon. It was first represented as an egg in Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland, and that image has stuck. Love the show, listening from the UK. Well, a little
Very
intelligence from Deborah there.
Love it. Thank you, Deborah.
Yeah, really good job. I agree with you about Trump. He does that because he's overly sensitive from being picked on so hard. I do shit like that too when I have hurt feelings. Trump got big feelings.
That's funny.
Yeah. Trump is another. Yeah, he got spurned by the media. He needed him and the media needed to take a nap.
But he's a cranky 5-year-old. That's what he is.
Yeah. Oh, I think I ran out of. I think that's it.
That's a lot. I love it. Keep writing them. Everybody, keep writing us.
Oh, I do
have
to make a comment. There was a Facebook comment from this old crackety lady about me, and my mom saw it. Oh,
what was the comment? Can you say it?
Something about me 1 second in, and I'm already saying that's what she said.
You do have a "that's what she said" hater. Was that the same person?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe so. And I was like, come on. And my mom was like,
all right, that's one out of.
I'm going to knock her out.
That's one out of thousands and thousands. So
I'm like, Phyllis, you're not going to knock her out. I said, how are you going to find her and knock her out?
Mama said knock you out.
You're right.
But yeah, don't worry about it. It's one person out of thousands.
Why are you letting your mom read the comments? I learned a long time
I don't
ago.
know why. I don't know how maybe because I commented, which I shouldn't have done.
My mom doesn't even know I do a podcast.
See?
Yeah.
So my mom and my dad are the only real supporters out of our parents. Okay.
My parents gave up years ago.
Yeah.
Well, my mom
watches and listens.
My mom used to be that way. My mom used to be like I would get off the air and I'd be like driving home and like 2 hours later get a phone call and she'd be like, "Who the fuck is Carol?" And I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Who the fuck is Carol?" Carol Smith. And I'm like, "What are you talking about? Listen to what she said about you." And she'd like read some shitty thing back to me. I'm like, I don't fucking read this stuff. Why are you reading this shit? She's like, I'm gonna say something to her. And
not my boy. Not my baby boy.
I'd be like, you can't say anything, And she's like, oh, you could. I go, no, it's station policy. She goes, well, I'm gonna fucking talk to your station too. I'm gonna tell them something.
Oh,
that's mom's for you.
Yeah, little did she know it was the burner account from the program director saying all that shit. So.
Boom. 2 weeks later, you were canned.
Yeah, that's really it. All right, that's it. You guys got anything else? Oh, so did you want to say anything to that woman, Janine? Did you want to address her?
Oh, no. I don't know if she was writing while she was drinking because it was not coherent. So I was like, did you mean this or what?
It happens.
I don't know.
But
people don't like that.
That's what she said.
Right.
I think that's what she said made an amazing comeback, mostly from The Office. But yeah,
exactly.
Everybody but this one person loves it, so don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm. And the shirts fucking sell good in the store, so we can't argue with that. ShopAnthonyOnAir.com. That has all of our items. The Gahed sweatshirt.
Gahed.
That's what she said. We got the mugs. My phone's about to die. Viola, which ever since we started selling the shirt, my phone's about to die. Have you noticed that Janine's phone hasn't died?
Was this all a ploy to sell shirts?
I keep thinking about that. Take your top off if you're feeling danger. There's a great idea there. Yeah, we just haven't solidified it just yet.
I think we do a picture of the coffee cup that we have on here.
Yeah.
With the top up or off, like in the air. And take your top off if you're in I don't know.
Right.
If you need help.
It's not easy. No, like you got to make it like good.
I think it's got to be take your top off if you need help.
Take your top off and jacket. I need to go watch Inventing Anna, so this is boring me now.
I don't know what that is.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, see, like that shirt with the coffee cup,
right?
White
with
one
the top
in the middle
off.
there. Yeah, top off, and then underneath, take your top off if you need help.
All right, we'll figure it out.
All
right, that's it for us. You guys good? Anything else?
Good over here.
Awesome. Everybody have an amazing weekend.
You too.
Catch you guys on the next one, which would be Monday, for those of you keeping track of it.
What?
AnthonyInair.com has all the details and information. Catch you guys on the next episode.